Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to elect. So today we're going to get into 1 Samuel, the 26th chapter. And a quick summary of what happened in the 25th chapter. Samuel had died, and then David had met Nabal, who was he was evil in all his doings. And then Nabal basically insults him and is hella rude to him. And when David starts asking for something small for his men, like provisions. So in rage of anger, David prepares to kill them all, but the Lord had Abigail, Nabal's wife, intercept David and bring him gifts and apologize on her husband's behalf, and ultimately prevented David from sinning. And then shortly after that, Nabal had done, the Most High had judged Nabal, and then he got paralyzed, and then he died. After that, David had married Abigail and Ahinoam. And then we also found out that Saul had given David's first wife, Michal, to another man. So this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 26 and 1. And the Ziphites came unto Saul to Gibeah, saying, Doth not David hide himself in the hill of Hachilah, which is before Jeshimon? Then Saul arose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph, having 3,000 chosen men of Israel with him, to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul pitched in the hill of Hachilah, which is before Jeshimon, by the way. But David abode in the wilderness, and he saw that Saul came after him into the wilderness. So Saul out here still going after David, even after he said David will be future king of Israel. So even though Saul admitted that, he still wants to chase after David. For what? For why? I mean, you said it yourself. He's going to be king of Israel. So it's bro, what are you doing? Verse 4. David therefore sent out spies, and understood that Saul was come in very deed. I'll say, David sent out spies to confirm Saul's arrival. And David arose and came to the place where Saul had pitched. And David beheld the place where Saul lay, and Abner the son of Ner, the captain of his host, and Saul lay in the trench, and the people pitched round about him. Then answered David and said to Ahimelech the Hittite, and Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother to Joab, saying, Who will go down with me to Saul, to the camp? And Abishai said, I will go down with thee. Shit. Yeah, so I don't care about that. I believe that was verse 7. Verse 7. So David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping within the trench, and his spear stuck in the ground at his bolster. No, at his bolster means besides his head. But Abner and people lay round about him. So you have David and Abishai, they go to Saul's camp in the night while they're sleeping, and they find Saul sleeping with his spear stuck in the ground by his head. And then you have Abner and the other soldiers that are lying around him. Then said Abishai to David, God hath delivered thine enemy into thine hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray thee, with the spear even to the earth at once. or not, I would not smite him a second time. There. So he just Abishai out here saying, let me kill this nigga just once for all, just one hit. That's all I need, one hit. And David said to Abishai, destroy him not. Nah, don't kill him. For who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? That's right. You know, David's still sticking to his word. That's right. David said, furthermore, as the Lord liveth, the Lord shall smite him, or his day shall come to die, or he shall descend into the battle and perish. The Lord forbid that I should stretch forth my hand against the Lord's anointed. But I pray thee, take thou now the spear that is at his bolster and the curse of water, and let us go. So right here, David trusts that the Lord will punish Saul for everything he's done. He doesn't need to take action. He's good. He's just chilling. He's just waiting for the Lord. You know? So David took the spear and the curse of water from Saul's bolster, and they gat them away. And no man saw it, nor knew it, neither awakened, for they were all asleep. Sleep? Because a deep sleep from the Lord was fallen upon them. Then David went over to the other side and stood on the top of the hill afar off, a great space being between them. And David cried to the people and to Abner the son of Ner, saying, answerest thou not, Abner? Then Abner answered and said, who art thou that criest to the king? And David said to Abner, art thou not a valiant man? And who is like to thee in Israel? Wherefore then hast thou not kept thy lord the king? For there came one of the people in to destroy the king thy lord. This thing is not good, and thou hast done. This thing is not good that thou hast done. As the Lord liveth, ye are worthy to die, because ye have not kept your master the Lord's anointed. And I'll see where the king's spear is, and the curse of water that was at his bolster. So you have David out here calling out Abner, basically telling Abner that he failed to guard his master, because David and his men was able to go inside the camp and take these stuff. And Abner, he didn't even know of it. He was too asleep, you know, sleep was too good. Verse 17, and Saul knew David's voice and said, is this thy voice, my son David? And David said, it is my voice, my lord, O king. And he said, wherefore doth my lord thus pursue after his servant? For what have I done, or what evil is in mine hand? Now therefore, I pray thee, let my lord the king hear the words of his servant. If the Lord have stirred thee up against me, let him accept an offering. But if they be the children of men, cursed be they before the Lord. For they have driven me out of this day from abiding in the inheritance of the Lord, saying, go serve other gods. Now therefore, let my blood fall to the earth before the face of the Lord. For the king of Israel is come out to seek a flea, as one doth hunt a partridge in the mountain. So you have here, you know, David's asking Saul why he's pursuing him. Like what does that mean? Why does partridge on the mountain? Let's look that up. Partridges are birds that are hunted in mountainous regions. The method of hunting involved chasing them until they were tired, making them easy prey. Ah, okay. So yes, yeah. Saul is chasing died until chasing David continuously, nonstop. Where was I? Oh yeah. And then you have um David. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, verse 20. Yes, David is basically asking why Saul is pursuing him. Like, like you chasing me for days, weeks on end. Like, bro, why? Come on. Like he's innocent. Verse 21. Then said Saul, I have sinned. Return my son David, for I will no more do thee harm. Man, how many times are you going to say this, bro? This is not the first time. Because my soul was precious in thine eyes this day. Behold, I have played the fool, and I have erred exceedingly. Saul admitted his wrong once again. And David answered and said, Behold, the king's spear, and let one of the young men come over to fetch it. And the Lord render to every man his righteousness and his faithfulness. For the Lord delivered thee into my hand today. Slack. But I will not stretch forth my hand against the Lord's anointed. So no matter how many times Saul is put in David's hands to do whatever, no, David will kill. David will keep innocence. Yeah, David will keep his innocence in the Lord's word. And the Lord said not to kill his anointed. David is not going to kill the Lord's anointed at all, no matter what he does. Saul out here throwing spears at David. And you can imagine. Yeah, you can imagine. I know he did it twice, but you can imagine it was probably more than one spear at a time. You know? Or maybe he just had one favorite spear next to him. Just decided to throw that. Yeah, who knows? But the act was still done. Saul out here throwing spears at David. Like, come on, bro. How childish can you get? Because you're jealous? At the end, unbelievable. Verse 74. And behold, as thy life was much set this day in mine eyes, so let my life be much set by in the eyes of the Lord, and let him deliver me out of all tribulation. Then Saul said to David, Blessed be thou, my son David, and thou shalt both do great things, and also shalt still prevail. So David went on his way, and Saul returned to his place. So Saul gave up for now, we should say. We find out what happens next. So yeah, that's the end of 1 Samuel, the 26th chapter. A quick summary. You have Saul out here pursuing David once again after the Ziphites betrayed David and gave away his location. And then you have David and Abishai sneak into Saul's camp and took his bolster? Yeah, and curse of the water. No. Bolster means it was near his head. He took his spear, yeah. He took his spear and curse of the water. Actually? Oh yeah, I'll look at it after. And then after they left, they spared David had spared Saul once again. And after they left the camp, David called from a distance. So something my eye. My days, bro. Okay, alright, so you have David calling from a distance. And then you have David asking Saul why they've been chasing him, and then Saul admits that he was wrong, and then they both go their ways. Yeah, that's the end of my days. It's like there's something in my eye. And it's pretty much first time of the 26th chapter. And with that, I want to say Shalom. Lord, really knows how to find select. Until next time, Shalom.